Hello and welcome again. This is Ginevra Infascelli from the Sigma Central Europe Media Zone, and I have the pleasure to speak with Janis Ungurs, which is the Director of the Legal Department of Latvia Lotteries and Gambling Supervisor Inspectorate. Hello, how are you doing?
Hello. Thank you very well. Beautiful Rome. Perfect weather for me. Yeah.
Rome is amazing and weather today it's favorable. So, Yanis, how is Latvia adapting its regulatory framework to address the rise of unlicensed offshore online gambling operators?
Yes, we have in place. Actually, I will say two levels. So first is we have a blocking system in place. So we block every illegal web page or gambling web page which is available in Latvia. The next step is we also block the financial transactions. In this case, we really closely cooperate with our banks and payment institutions, and also with internet service providers. At the moment, we have almost more than 3,500 blocked web pages. It's a huge number, but we have had in the law that also persons are not allowed to play on unlicensed web pages. So even if they use VPNs or other technologies to avoid this blocking system, it's not allowed, and there is administrative penalty in the gambling law, which is 700 euros per this. But this is always very hard to find those persons. But yes, this is a whole system how we fight against illegal operators.
I appreciate the concreteness of your answer in explaining which are the instruments that you came up with to contrast this phenomenon. So what are the key legal and regulatory challenges that you have encountered in the rise of these new gambling formats like experts betting and skill-based gaming?
It depends. This is one of the issue which I strongly believe that needs to be regulated on EU level, which is the common interpretation of words like gambling, e-gaming, betting, gaming, where gaming ends, where gambling starts, betting on e-gaming. These are all the questions what can be regulated and described on EU level. But yes, nowadays gambling, especially online gambling, is very purely technologies, and that's our main concern in the future, how to deal with these technologies. This is not only like gambling platforms, these are also payment systems, cryptocurrencies, and all things like this. Of course, law is never fit for this. We have to work on this to explain for politicians that it's this importance to make amendments to the laws upon the problem arrives. It will be very good that we can do this proactive, but in general, so we just reactively reacting on the issues what appears in our days.
In this scenario, you talked about the regulations at the EU level. So what challenges and opportunities do you identify in harmonizing the gambling regulations at the EU level, especially given the diverse national approaches that EU embraces?
Harmonization, I think this word is too soon to use in this time, because I think that we are not too close for the total harmonization. We have to move forward with a deeper cooperation between regulators, between legislators, between national jurisdictions, and most important, issue which I want to point out is that how can we start this cooperation is mutual agreement between all the EU regulator authorities, which can then create this level of trust between regulators, that we can share information, we can be sure that the level of player protection is on the same level as in other jurisdictions. So, and the respect of jurisdiction of our other jurisdiction and our, so that, and this can be end with also license requirement that, for example, that breach of gambling regulation in other jurisdiction can be ground and base to revoke the license or cancel the license in other jurisdictions.
So, how important is international cooperation among the regulatory bodies to combat issues like money laundering and fraud?
Yes, this is very our priority too, this anti-money laundering issue, so that we are working as a regulator on. This takes a lot of our attention and a lot of our efforts. This nowadays is very, as I mentioned before, the new technologies, currencies, this comes together with these issues also in AML perspective. So therefore, we have to be, as a regulator, we have to be very well prepared. The same with the technology, with the funding, with the staff training, with the legal requirements, and support from the politicians to do our job as best as we can.
Thank you very much for being here today. This was all from the Sigma Central Europe Media Zone. Stay tuned for more. Thank you.